Pisces, hi. Welcome to the 2024 readings. So the way this is going to go, we're going to look into each month, and the spread I came up with was, well, it's going to look something like the energy you're in for the whole month, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and then we'll look into the advice, which the advice can be just a continuation of the other energies, and then it'll kind of come off of that. There's going to be an angle from above where you can see it either here or here. I haven't decided yet, okay? So you'll see it somewhere on the screen where you can see what's going on here. And then you may have times where there's a full continuation to it, other times where it just stops for a month or two. And then I kind of take notice and I restarted, but I'm not going to redo the whole reading just because this bugger stopped. I just have to continuously look up and I'm like, I forget. Anyways, just thought I should put a little bit of that in there because I know some of you like to see the cards. And it's a pretty expanded reading. So for this one, for this type, I'm going to be editing a little more. There will be an extended to the readings, which I will be looking into the energy that's dealing with you. And a lot of the times I know we may have the tendency to watch the main video and then focus on one energy in particular in there. And then when we watch the other energy that's at the other end of this, we have the tendency to think it's the same energy. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you are dealing with a specific energy that I will be reading for you in the original, and then in the extended it might be that it's somebody else altogether that's dealing with you. So let's say in the reading it's going to show up as an energy that involves your work, right? It's not even a person, it's the energies around your work. And then in the extended, your mom or your dad or your pet might show up as the energy that ties them up to you and their perspective on things. Sometimes they match in the sense of, yes, it is the same energy in the extended. Sometimes they don't. So keep that in mind. Don't get stuck with, wait a minute. In the reading, you said this and this and this, and then in the extended, they're behaving like this. That doesn't make sense. No, because it's a different energy. So keep that in mind. Also, try your best to not make this into a little bit of a soap opera kind of a situation. You know, from month to month, for the most part, the overall energy, the bigger energy at play is kind of going to be the same, but sometimes it's going to change in the sense of from January to February to March. You could be dealing with three very different energies that may look like it's the same one. It's not. So don't try to go from episode 1, January, episode 2, February, because sometimes they won't make sense in that way. They don't tie up together in that way. And again, in January, you might be dealing with an energy of work. In February, the energy I'm reading could be that of a spouse, a sister, whatever the case, you know. And they may look very similar where you think it's a continuation, but it may not be. So try to keep it open as much as you can. Also keep in mind that energy is fluid. It can change. It can change from today to tomorrow, let alone from today to a year from now. So, just throwing that out there. So keep open when you watch these. All right, so we covered pretty much everything. I feel like... Oh, roles can be reversed. That's a general rule for the readings. To close off the reading, you will get a oracle card from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Is it Mystical Shaman? Yes, it is Mystical Shaman. Wait a minute. Something about a shaman. And I know this is one of my favorite oracle decks. So, yeah, it's that one. Mystical Shaman Oracle, one oracle card that is kind of like the energy for the whole year. So it's not like, oh, I have to get to December to get into those energies. No, it's energies that maybe keep in mind for the whole year. You know, try to remind yourself sometimes of the energies of this oracle card. I might introduce some bloopers at the end. For those of you that enjoy seeing, especially the animals torturing me down here when we're taking breaks, or even during the reading, sometimes I have to cut them out because it's like, okay, they're here, they're torturing, which I know you love to watch, but sometimes it's too much. It's like, okay, it's too much to leave in the reading, so I'll just take it out and I'll probably take a break and let myself be tortured. I believe that's about it. I think we're good to go, so let's go. Get started with January. Pisces, hi. So this is going to be a reading for 2024. Let's get started with January. All right. Take a look at where you're at energetically. You got the Eight of Swords, so pretty much up in your head, you're stressed about something here. What you're dealing with, the Ace of Pentacles, basically a brand new beginning. How you're dealing with it, you're doing it, the Eight of Pentacles. So even though you may be stressed a little bit throughout the process, you're definitely stepping into brand new energies here. So putting in the effort there for sure. For the advice, you get the Ten of Wands. It's feeling fairly difficult for you. I'm not. It's definitely a brand new beginning. You know, it's the beginning of the year, so that in itself is a brand new beginning. But I feel like you've got something that you're possibly actively starting to work on or to put effort into, and given that you're starting off pretty stressed out, it's not going to be easy by the looks of it. You know, the stress factor on top of it all makes it a little harder than it needs to be. Let's clarify. Let's see the Eight of Swords, the King of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Justice card. Interesting, because you're showing up in an energy. Well, you're basically telling me, I know I'm kind of stressing for nothing, but I'll keep on doing it anyway. So it's pretty deceptive, because you know it's not going to lead anywhere. You know, it's not going to make things feel any better. It's like I'm talking to you beyond that stress, and you're pretty realistic in there. You're pretty on top of things here. Like, you know, yeah, I know, it's for nothing. But, okay. So, let's do the Ace of Pentacles. It's almost like choosing to stress over things here. How is this? I don't understand. What the hell is going on? For the Ace of Pentacles, you get the Six of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Why is it there? Everything's looking good. You're feeling good. If we took this part out, this whole whatever the hell is happening in your head about the situation, things would look amazing here. You would even feel good about it because you're showing me a sense of, man, this feels good. Well, are you feeling it given that you're stressing out about it? You know what I mean? You're pretty excited about whatever this is. You know, even if it's a thought of something, an idea of, I don't know, New Year's resolution. Who the hell knows? But it's like, man, it feels good. And then, bam, the Eight of Swords. For the Eight of Pentacles and how you're dealing with it, you get the Three of Wands, the Magician, the Seven of Cups. This looks like it's something that you've been possibly wanting to venture in for a very long time. You've been manifesting it for a very long time. So think of it as the beginning of your manifestation here. You know? And it's looking like in time, when things are going to start rolling in the direction that you may want them to, it's going to open up a whole lot of possibilities and options and choices for you, good ones, that are part of your manifestation. So, I mean, I get the Eight of Swords to some extent, where, let's say you are starting something brand new, and it comes with stress. It's not going to be easy. It's something, you know, I've never done this before. What the hell? But when you're showing me, I know the stress part is not going to help me out, then that's where I'm like, what the hell is going on then? Let's do the Ten of Wands. For the advice, the Ace of Pentacles, the Star, the Two of Pentacles. Well, it's going to be hard. You know, the stress factor on top of it all, it's going to be hard. It's going to feel like you don't know what you're doing at times. But underneath all that, there's definitely an energy. This is what I want to do. So as long as you keep your intention focused in that direction, you should be fine. Stressful, yes, but you should be fine on the long run. I don't feel like the stress is going to stay here for too long, you know, unless you welcome it to stay with you. But even though it may feel tough, keep your focus on wherever you need to go with this one, and you'll be fine. That's it for January. Moving on to February. Sorry, I should get some band-aids here. I don't know how I mentioned this recently in a Friday video, but I have a cut that goes from here. I see it almost diagonal, but kind of, I don't know. I have no idea what the hell happened. Looks like a paper cut, but it's right here at the edge of the cards when I shuffle, and it's because it's one of those that stings. So maybe I should put some band-aids on. Maybe that'll help, even if it's not bleeding or anything. But I don't know. Anyways, the cards are landing right on top of the. If it's not one finger, it's the other, because I managed to get like, how many? Three of the main ones. Anyways, let's do February. I always manage to get these little cuts or something. I don't even know how. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. You know, I put a furniture piece together, but I'm like, I don't remember abusing my hand like that. But anyways. Where you're at for February, the Two of Cups. That's love right there. That is talking a little bit about love, about heart-to-heart energy. What you're dealing with, the Seven of Swords. Someone wants to walk away. Someone's not really into it or interested. And I'm not sure if it's you, if it's whoever you're dealing with, but it's definitely an energy of nah, not really, kinda-ish. How you're dealing with it, the Page of Wands. You seem to be the one that's open to this energy. So I'm going to assume that whoever it is you're dealing with is the one that has their back turned here. Not completely, but enough to piss you off here. Because in the advice, you seem a little bit upset, a little bit, yeah, I'm not okay with this, you know? And how you're dealing with it, you keep yourself open, definitely. Let's clarify. Let me do the Two of Cups. The Hierophant, the Knight of Wands, the Six of Cups. Soul connection, very important, very open to it on your side. Which, that doesn't have to be romantic necessarily, it could be something else, but you are looking to be energetically open to it. Let's do the Seven of Swords. Well, you can't have the cake and eat it too. Five of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. This is, I mean, it's looking to be the energy of a commitment phobe. You know, like, yeah, I want to be with you, but I don't. I'm open to this, but, you know, leave me alone. Which comes through as being very deceptive. So this could be someone that, even though they may not plan to, they could be playing a little bit of a game here. A little bit of a mind game. You know what I mean? Just because they're not able to commit to this or to stay open to this, even though they want to. So let's do the Page of Wands. King of Cups, Four of Swords, Five of Pentacles. You're a champ here. You know, you're keeping yourself open. And it's not one of those, well, it's because they don't want me and that's why I'm going to pursue them and we're going to... No, I feel like you're very much aware what you're dealing with, you know, of the situation here. And you're seeing it for what it is. And you're like, well, I'm not going to let that affect me. If I want to keep myself open and my heart open, I will. Which, like, it's very hard to do. There's fear here attached to this energy as well. But you're not letting the fear get the best of you, as I said. So... Okay. Let's do the Four of Cups for the advice. The Five of Wands, the Five of Cups, the World card. It's just a mismatch of energy. It's just, you know, you're showing up open and they're showing up open-ish. It's not the same thing. The energies are not the same. So they're going to bump heads. So you're kind of showing me the ending of a cycle here, you know, counting your losses possibly, and just being like, okay, well, it's probably not working out. You're reaching that conclusion. Whether or not you're still pursuing this, I don't know. But you're definitely reaching a conclusion of mismatch at this point in time. And it upsets you. It's disappointing. It's, you know. But what's going on here, it's almost like wrapping up a cycle through acknowledgement and acceptance of where things are, which is pretty good. It doesn't look good for the advice part because you look upset, but at the same time it comes in with a lot of acceptance, which that to me is pretty good. Okay, that's it. All right, let's do March. Where you're at energetically, the Knight of Pentacles, you're kind of taking it easy one day at a time, you know, chilling, trying to take things as they come. What you're dealing with, the Four of Cups, you're showing me a commitment of some sort here, which could go from marriage, friendship, family situations, and so on and so forth. How you're dealing with it, the Queen of Swords, pretty active in it. Whatever it is you're doing, you're trying to be very clear, very participating in whatever this is somehow. For the advice, the Four of Pentacles. You're hanging on a little too tightly for my taste here to something, which could go into stubbornness, control, all sorts of things, but we'll see when we clarify. So, let's do the Knight of Pentacles. Let's clarify. The Ace of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, the King of Swords. You feel good about this. I don't know what the situation is, but and it's not only about strictly the situation. This is kind of taking the first plane there, but it's an overall energy for the month. So whatever it is you're putting effort into, you're not rushing into things for sure, and it feels good to go at this pace. And it just builds a sense of confidence. And I feel like, remember that energy you got in when the year started of a brand new beginning? You're starting to grow into that in terms of, okay, we're more and more confident in that direction. You know what I mean? So that's good. Let me do the Four of Wands. In between the squirrels digging through the yard and Blue digging through the yard, I'm not sure I'll have any yard left in the spring. But we shall see. I'll have to patch up some holes in there. And the chipmunks, let's not forget about those, which, you know, they're probably hibernating now, but I see them coming out in spring from the land. For the Four of Wands, you get the Six of Pentacles, the Sun, the Nine of Cups. This is really good. I don't know what this is, and I'm not sure if it's focusing on relationships around you or in your life that work out in a really nice way, because you're showing me happiness there. You're showing me equal give and take. It's that kind of energy that makes you feel good inside, you know? It helps you grow. So that usually applies to relationships that work really well in your life. So I'm not sure if you're expanding into a more general idea of that in terms of the friendships you have, the people you surround yourself with, and really focusing on those at this time, or if there's one in particular here that kind of does that. So I don't know. For now, it's looking like a good energy regardless. How you're dealing with it for the Queen of Swords. Let's see what you got in there. The Ace of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Two of Swords. Interesting, because you're giving me an energy of clarity, of, let's say you want to go wash dishes, right? I'm just giving you an example to catch the energy that I'm seeing here. And then from here to the sink, you start questioning those dishes like no tomorrow. You're like, but if I do them now, then they won't dry in time for, and I have to hand dry that, and I have to do that, and by the end of it, you might not even do them at all. You know what I mean? So you seem a little bit upset because you seem very confident in the choices you're making, in what you want to do about things. And when it comes down to doing those things, you complicate them. And you look upset about it. You know, so you're kind of standing in your own way a little bit here. Where you're showing up very clear with, oh, I have an idea, let me go do dishes, and go do it. You know, no, you're like, oh, this brilliant idea came into mind, I want to do the dishes, I'm gonna go, but hold on, let me think about it. And that's when everything goes to hell. So I don't know, this, by the way, has to do with this connection here, this energy, in terms of there's some sort of action that you want to bring to the connection, but then you complicate it so much that I feel like you end up being upset with yourself for not doing that. Let's do the Four of Pentacles for the advice. The Knight of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. This could be a tad problematic because you are very determined to keep it slow, to take it one day at a time, to not rush through things. Which, great. How slow are we talking about, though? Are we talking about, let me just lay on my couch all day and not do shit, and just procrastinate about every little thing, including the freaking dishes? You know? So, like, how slow is too slow? That's where it's up for you to determine how slow it's too slow. The energy is great of taking it slow here. It feels like it fits your situation for this month. I see here a little bit of potential pushing, a little bit of, yeah, let's take it even slower. And that just goes off of the available energies for the month. So it's kind of like going against the energies. And you're very determined at times, you know, to take those extra 2 months of not doing shit. I'm exaggerating, but, you know, just keep in mind here, how slow is too slow. You know what I mean? Because at some point it might turn against you. So that's it. Let's do April. Where you're at energetically for the month of April, the Tower. I'm not gonna rush into that in terms of, I'm kind of getting a neutral kind of an energy from it, so I'm not gonna rush into explaining what this could be, because, you know, we'll have to clarify and see. So the Tower could go both ways. It could be, oh my God, or oh my God, you know. Could go either up or down with this one. So let's just, I'm kind of getting it in the middle. I'm like, it could be either one of those. So we'll clarify in a minute and we'll see what that is. What you're dealing with, the Seven of Cups, some choices you may have to make. How you're dealing with it, the Ten of Cups. I mean, you're dealing with it from the perspective of where you think happiness would be achieved in the situation. So whatever choices you're making them off of the premises of, you know, whatever would bring happiness to me, to the situation, to everybody involved. For the advice, the Eight of Cups. You seem disconnected here. You seem disconnected from something in a place of I don't care, which I don't think you don't care. But let's clarify. Let's see what's going on here. Let me do the Tower. The Justice card, the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands. Oh. It could be that you keep on trying to bring something into balance, and every time you do, things blow up in your face. It could be that kind of an energy. Because I see a very balanced energy behind that tower, and then I see you pushing for that energy, and then bam, something happens that doesn't allow for that balance to fall into place. So let's do the Queen of Swords. Is a bit concerning there for some reason. She's not always concerning when she shows up in the readings, but sometimes she is. And in this one, there might be a tad of control at play. Well, I'm trying to get things balanced, but it's got to be this way, because if not, it's not going to work out. And if that's the case, I'm not surprised that things are blown up in your face, because, you know, if an energy of control is shoved in there while trying to maintain balance, that's not really balance. That's balance according to the deciding factor, which is the controlling person. So I'm not sure if that's you or them or whoever that is. It kind of falls on you from what I can see here, but let's do the Seven of Cups for what you're dealing with. The Eight of Cups, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Cups. Choices, huh? To care or not to care. To give a fuck or not to give a fuck. Well, it's easy to not give a fuck. Because if the situation involves love, it also involves pain. And when you hang on to pain, you won't give a fuck because you don't want to feel that pain. So that disconnects you from your heart, which in turn kind of goes to the bigger picture, which is I don't give a fuck. But deep down, you do. You know, there's definitely a sense of you care about the situation. Whatever the situation is, you seem to be caring about it a lot. But when not wanting to deal with the pain of it, you disconnect from it. So you could be in a place of some days you may feel like you just don't care about the situation anymore, while others you may be like, but I deeply care about the situation, you know? So you could be actually going through that little bit of a roller coaster there. Let's do the Ten of Cups. The Sun, the Death card, the Three of Pentacles. There's a major restructuring at play. I'm not sure if it's if you're deciding for this restructuring to come into play, or somebody else is deciding here, like if it's a self-imposed kind of, okay, this is how it's going to go, or if it's just kind of happening naturally, organically for the situation, where it feels like it still comes through as a partnership, but it's looking very, very changed from what it was in the past. So I'm not sure what kind of a partnership. It's just looking very different. So yesterday you were best friends. Today you're not so best friends. You're friends. You're cool, but you know it lost that label. Or you know, there's definitely a sense of restructuring for a particular situation here, and it's looking to be a rough one. This whole shift looks to be a rough one, in the way that you're taking it, at least. Let's do the Eight of Cups. For the advice, you get the Seven of Wands, the Temperance card, the Emperor. Yeah, there's a little bit of an energy of control at play here, where I feel like it's pretty subtle, where you can tell, oh my god, I stepped into control. Here I go again, wanting things my way. I feel like you can't tell, and you find yourself in there. You're already there by the time you spot it. You know what I mean? And realizing also how disconnected it keeps you from your heart here is a big one. Because as long as you're going to keep check on keeping your heart open, you might actually get away with not ending up in this energy of control. Because this is what's making the situation very, very difficult to deal with. You may want things to happen in your way. And when they don't, it's like, oh, okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care. When in fact you do. But, you know, because things didn't go your way, all of a sudden you don't. So it's, you know, it's tricky and it can be prevented. All you need to do is check in with your heart from time to time, make sure you're connected to that space. Cool. All right, let's take care of May. Oops. Okay, where you're at energetically, the Knight of Pentacles, which is indicative of you slowing down again, which feels like a good energy. What you're dealing with is the ending of a cycle here with the World card. How you're dealing with it, the King of Cups, you're open for it. And the advice, the Empress. You're good. You're showing up really good. You slowed way down from last month. Was that the one with the tower? It's like, yeah, when the Knight of Pentacles shows up right after that, it's like, okay, you definitely slam those brakes. Energetically speaking, taking it really slow because you are coming to the end of a cycle, but you're looking very welcoming to this ending of the cycle, and it's definitely giving you a boost in terms of you stepping into your power here. So, I don't know. Feels good. Feels good for now. Let's clarify. Let me do the Knight of Pentacles. For where you're at energetically. The Five of Pentacles. The World card. The Moon. Yeah. There's a closing off of something here. It's a lot. It's a lot of energy you're dealing with, by the way. You're making it look easy. Like, yeah, you know, we'll just go through it as it comes. And okay, great. But you're making it look really easy because it's a massive pile of an energy of loss possibly here. Yeah, closing something off. Let's do the World card. The Two of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Sun. It has to do with whatever the hell you experienced the month previous to this, because it's you're showing me that roller coaster again of I don't care, I care, I don't care, I care. You're kind of saying that it's been going on for too long, and the energies there need to break. Like, we can't keep it up this way anymore, which kind of makes sense that you're closing off this cycle. Because you're deciding, okay, this is a no-go for me anymore, you know? So, okay. Let me do the King of Cups. The Strength card, the Magician, the Hermit. Whoa, where are you coming up with these energies? What the hell is going on? It's like you've been hiding these energies all this time, and now you're taking them out of your back pocket, and it's like, okay, I got it. I'm like, okay. All of a sudden, no matter how difficult this is for you, you know how to deal with it. You're like, I got this. I'm like, okay, but where was all this while this craziness was happening? Well, we had to let it happen so that I can remember that I have this. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a very healing energy attached to you here. Very, like, you know, when it's time to go inward and take care of shit, you will. And you know how to. Cool. Let's do the Empress. The Three of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords. You may be cutting it off completely, this situation. You know, this whole up and down, this whole I care, I don't care, I care, I don't care. It's been going on for enough time that you possibly made a decision to disconnect from it completely. You are giving me very strong energy of a loss here, a complete cutoff from something. And it's very painful too. But you are reinforcing all of this with the energy of I can handle it, you know? I wouldn't do it right now if I didn't have all the means to do it with. Which, okay. So, it could be the month where you're cutting things off in a particular situation, which could be very hateful. hopefully not painful, but ultimately you have all the tools to do it, to go through these energies. So all right, let's go to June. Oh. Where you're at energetically, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with it, and advice. You look pretty good here. Where you're at energetically is the Hermit, so really kind of went inward here, doing a lot of healing, a lot of retrospective there. It's a very calm, grounded month by the looks of it, and your energies are blasting open here. What you're dealing with, the Six of Wands, I don't know what you're dealing with, but it makes you feel good, really good, almost like you achieved something out of proportion. It's like, oh my god. How you're dealing with it, the Ace of Swords, again, a very active way of dealing with things, so you're definitely participating fully in whatever this is. And for the advice, the Fool, super open energetically. Let's clarify. Let me do the Hermit. The Chariot, the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. All right. Lots of self-care here. Lots of self-care. It almost looks like you're disconnected completely from the whole world, which you're not doing, but it looks that way in terms of you're putting yourself first, definitely, for this month. And it feels like you're in tune with, it almost feels like it's a calling almost for you to do that, and you hear it and you're like, yep, I'm all up for that. Six of Wands. You get the Six of Cups, the Seven of Wands, the Emperor. There's a soul connection here at the core of whatever it is you're dealing with. It feels like you're creating some sort of boundary there around this connection. You know, like you're saying, this is how we're going to have things from here on out. This is what's going to happen. It's not in a controlling way. You're not showing up as being controlling, but more like reinforcing some sort of boundary here around this connection. Interesting. Let's do the Ace of Swords. The Death card, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Swords. Yeah, I'm not convinced with this Death card that you're actually cutting this off completely and then yay, let's have a party about it, because you really feel good about it. I feel like it's more of a very strict, possibly rough, perceived from the outside, boundary around what the hell is going on here. As I said, there was a shift recently around the connection you have with someone, and I feel like things have finally kind of settled down from that whole roller coastery thing, and now it's like, okay, now I know what's what, you know. There's a lot of you involved in here, like, because you are coming from the energy of self-love, so it's like putting yourself first. Okay, what's good for me, what's not, and this is how it's all gonna play out from here on out. So really nice energies, very in place, I would say. Let's do the Fool for the advice. The Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the World card. Yeah, things have changed around this dynamic. You're jumping in it from a very different perspective than where you were with it, because of all of the restructuring that's been done, everything that fell into place. How you're showing up in it is very different. I don't know. It feels good. It feels like, okay, let's give this a try. And you put it out there. Let's go. You know? Okay. Nice. All right. Let's do July. Okay, so where you're at energetically is the Two of Wands. You seem to be waiting for something here, almost like maybe you're doing something, but for that to come to a conclusion or for something to come out of it, you would have to wait because the circumstances around you would tell you, okay, you got to wait for this one for, 5 business days or whatever the case. So you seem to be a little bit on hold here by the looks of it. What you're dealing with, the Ace of Wands, it's interesting because that's an energy of, getting things done, action. And it's kind of contradicting with the having to wait part, but how you're dealing with the Eight of Wands. Oh, you may be talking about doing something here. Okay, well that would tie this up into the waiting part then. Okay. And for the advice, the Page of Cups. You're looking fairly open. Your heart is definitely poured into whatever this is. So it almost looks like you're planning something out. And I'm not sure what it is, but it looks good. It feels good to you. So, okay, well, let's clarify. Let's do the Two of Wands. The Four of Swords, the Star, the Two of Cups. You're giving me a sense of you're not ready. That's why it's not coming through here. You're not ready for the result of this yet. And again, if it's something that I don't know what it is, because I'm not seeing you being consciously kind of planning this out. Like, okay, I'm starting something now and I'll see results in 5 months. It's not coming through as that. It's not a conscious kind of a planning out of things. It's more like maybe you're starting something and you have no idea that it's leading somewhere. And that's the waiting part here, where you're kind of telling me I'm not ready now, that's why it's not happening now. Oh, okay, so we could be somewhere with this one, but it has to do with possibly love here. Let's do the Ace of Wands, the King of Wands, the Page of Swords, the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Let me do the Eight of Wands too. Okay. That's what I thought. So remember that energy that we went through in terms of that soul connection, where there's been a whole lot of restructuring and things were completely changed, or that's your perception over it, where it's like, look, from now on things have to be like this. It's looking like it's working perfect. It's looking like the way it's showing up in this brand new energy feels like, okay, this is working out for this. You know what I mean? But because it's going so possibly unexpectedly well, you may be questioning it. You may be like, okay, this is going too well. Let's sabotage this motherfucker. If it's going so well, why not? Let's fuck with it. So you're bringing in a little bit of an old energy on top of it. A little bit of, you wanted something brand new. It's showing up in something brand new, and you may have the tendency to deal with it from old energies that applied to the situation. And if the situation is in a brand new place, then the old energies of it don't apply to it anymore, right? But someone's pretty stubborn about it too. It's like, no, we'll treat it in the same way we did before we changed it. That doesn't make sense, doesn't it? You'll just kind of take this new energy and turn it into the old one then. If you're going to treat it the same, then it's going to become the same thing that it was. Right? That would make sense. So, but interesting, because just because you're looking at it, it's like, this is actually working out with these new energies. But I'm not used to it in this way. So let me turn it back to what it was. And you're not doing it intentionally. You're just doing it because you question it. You doubt it. Instead of being with it and seeing it for what it is, for a brand new energy that is working out, because it's showing up like that for a split second, you're like, what can we do to mess this up. So that indicates somewhere within you something, some sort of pattern, some sort of a limiting belief somewhere that you don't believe in change, maybe? Let's do the Page of Cups, and when that change actually happens, you have the tendency to sabotage it. Interesting. For the Page of Cups, in the advice, you get the Seven of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Sun. Okay. Also, because it's going so well here under the new energies, it's scary. I see you taking that step back. I see your heart being fully open to it in the sense of, I'm digging this, but also I'm scared of it because who knows where it's going to go. So who knows where it's going to go shows up as an energy of happiness and love. And it's like, so ultimately, are you scared of that? You know? So you definitely have little bits and pieces of the old trying to emerge to fuck up with the new that you created, you brought here into existence. So watch out for old patterns here, you know, because you might unintentionally sabotage things here. But that's it. Let's go to August. All right, where you're at energetically, the Seven of Wands. A little bit rejective, a little bit defensive there over something. What you're dealing with, the Ace of Pentacles, showing me a new energy here. How you're dealing with it, the Two of Wands. You're kind of procrastinating there, not doing much about it. And for the advice, the Eight of Wands. Get up and go. Get up and do it, kind of a thing. It's shown up here. So let's see what's going on here. I may do the Seven of Wands. The High Priestess, the Seven of Pentacles, the King of Swords. What is this? You're working on something here, and it feels right to you, whatever it is you're working on. This is basically going against your intuition here, because it feels right, and it feels like it needs to go to the next level now. You know, whatever this is, it needs to keep on moving. And you're like, nah. Let me do the Ace of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Hierophant. This is very similar to the January energy for you. Almost like repeating the same patterns here. You're showing me something of meaning, something that's very significant to you. And then you're also showing me that because you're stressing out about it, you're kind of standing in your own way here. While the energies keep on trying to move forward, you're like, oh, hold on, I need to stress about it first. Let's do the Two of Wands. The Five of Pentacles, the Tower, the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so fear is your best friend for August. That's why you're doing this. You got fear all over the map here. And this fear is convincing you that if you were to move further in whatever it is you're doing, the end of the world is going to come into play. Can you imagine what's going to happen if you actually allow for the energies to move you forward in this one? Oh my God, how can you do that? So the worst case scenario is presented to you by your own fear. And because of that, you're kind of like, let's stop and think, people. We don't just do things just like that. Okay? Okay. The thing is, with this Page of Pentacles, you're showing me that you're spotting your fear. You're seeing it. At some point in time, while this fear is playing out, you're like, oh, I don't know what you're doing with it, but spotting it is a good first step. Let's do the Eight of Wands for the advice. And that's what I thought. You're going for it. You know, the minute you see that fear, it's like, oh, it's fear. Okay, let's go right through it. And that's exactly what you're doing. And no, the end of the world is not coming. If anything, the energies are looking pretty good on the other end of it. You know, on the other side of your fear. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty encouraging, pretty open. And you feel good about it. With that Six of Wands there. Yeah, I kicked my fear's ass. You know? So, that's all. You just have to see that fear in order to see what's actually, what you're dealing with here, and then be like, okay, well, let's do it, despite the fear. Let's see what happens. And then you discover that, no, the end of the world is not going to happen just because you follow how you feel, basically, you know? So, that's it. Let's move on to September. Where you're at energetically is the Sun. That's the happiest card in the deck. That's a good energy to be in, if that's the case. That's a lot of happiness. What you're dealing with, the Wheel of Fortune, some changes. How you're dealing with it, the Emperor, you're taking charge of things. You're making things happen, even if these changes are at play. And for the advice, the Five of Swords, there's a little bit of deceptiveness in there. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Sun. The Queen of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. Right? You feel a lot of love, a lot of happiness. Why do you do that? There's a sense of questioning that. Every time you feel something quite big here, you're showing up with the sense of, why am I feeling this? What's going on here? You know, it's too good to be true or something. You're questioning it every time you show up in this perfect aligned energy with love and happiness here. And the minute you do that, things go south. You leave room for fear. I get it that we get to these places of our hearts are open widely and we're super vulnerable and we're in that place of, oh my God, only love, you know, kind of a thing. And it scares us. We're not used to being there. We're not used to staying there for too long, you know. So I get that you may have the tendency, but it feels like already kind of an established pattern for you throughout the year from what I noticed so far. In terms of, okay, when things show up good, you're like, which leaves room for fear. You just spotted fear and dealt with it. Why do you want to leave room for fear again to come in? You know? And I know you're not doing it on purpose, but something to look at. For the Wheel of Fortune, for what you're dealing with, the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Alright, you're turning things around a little in terms of your own focus, is going more towards self and your own sense of stability here, which it doesn't feel bad. It feels quite good. Quite good. Where some opportunities may show up too to pull you in that direction. Let's do the Emperor. The Three of Cups, the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. You're showing up really, really determined here, making things happen. It's like, if you were to kind of go out there and meet people or even discuss business with people, if this is in regards to your job or something, you have an energy that makes that happen. That makes that happen in a positive way. You're making things happen here for whatever it is you're open towards. And in this case, it feels like, okay, things are shifting a little bit towards your sense of stability here. So you're coming through from a place of, all right, let's get shit done, and you're actually getting it done. You know what I mean? So you're making things happen for sure here. Let's do the Five of Swords in the advice. The Four of Swords, the King of Cups, the Fool. You're putting something to the side here. You're putting something off almost. And it has to do with your heart, something or someone. I'm not sure. So it's a good energy that you're kind of switching gears there and taking care or focusing a little more on yourself and whatever it is you got going on close to home there. But it feels like you're sending your heart out in vacation, you know, somewhere. It's like, we'll talk about it later. We'll deal with you later. So it doesn't come through as avoiding this part of you when you take on this energy of let's get her done. But it does look here like there's something you want to postpone. There's something you're kind of putting on a back burner there. And it's directly related to your heart here. You know? And it feels a little deceptive. It feels like, why would you do that? And you would come in with an explanation of, well, I need to focus on this. Well, you are focusing on this already. You don't need to delay this one. You know? You don't need to do one in favor of the other or anything. One has nothing to do with the other. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Take a look at that. And it's coming through as being deceptive. If you have space and time to deal with the matters of the heart too in this month, you don't have to use the excuse of, because I'm busy. I'm you know, opening up business accounts and doing all sorts of things. Yeah, okay. Every day of your life, of this month? I don't think so. But anyway, that's it. All right. Let's do October. Oops. Where you're at energetically, what you're dealing with, how you're dealing with advice. The Death card is at the position or where you're at energetically, so you could be dealing with a loss of some sort. What you're dealing with with the Two of Pentacles, it feels like whatever it is, you're kind of having a hard time catching it. Like, I don't know exactly what to do about this. Queen of Wands comes through for how you're dealing with it. So definitely an energy of, you know what, let's just do something about it. A little bit of confidence shown up here. And for the advice, the King of Swords, almost like, I got this. It's fine, whatever it is. So, let's clarify. Let me clarify the Death card. Blue. 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 Not a toy. He heard me the first time, he heard me the second time, but the third time he turned like, yeah, I know you heard me. Blue. Blue. Mr. Blue. Blue! That's not a toy. Right next to it is your toy. That's mine. It's a bag. You're gonna destroy it. Next to it, toy. Next to it. How are things in a room for months as he's a puppy and he doesn't touch them, and now he touches them with teeth? I don't understand. What, is it new? No, it's not. It's been here all this time. Let's go to the Death card. The Knight of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords. Could be that it's kind of a reoccurring kind of a thing. It could be that an energy from the past is coming back, an energy that was we're done here, you know, we're just gonna leave this here and we're gonna move on with our lives, and it is what it is. Not really. It's looking like it's trying to resurface, and you're like, no. quite confusing to you as this sign or something shows up about the situation. Let's do the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, no, the Seven of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Wands. No. That's what you're giving me, but you're giving me from a place of confusion. So it's not clarity yet. This is the part of clarity. Up until this is just like almost like the initial reaction to it, which whatever happens first creates a sense of confusion within you. And from that place, you're responding with no. So to me, it's not clear that it's a no. You can say it to me in whichever tone, how many times you want to. I don't care. You can say it in whatever way you want to. To me, it's not convincing because the energies you're coming from are very confusing. So, let's do the Queen of Wands. The Five of Swords, the High Priestess, the Six of Cups. I mean, you're definitely taking a position here in this one. You're definitely either going with no, or with, I don't know. But I feel like you're kind of taking the no part a lot, which is counterintuitive because your intuition is telling you something else. So you're kind of going against your intuition here, which is quite deceptive. I'm not sure what your intuition tells you. I don't think it tells you it's a yes or it's a no. I think it tells you give this some time for things to settle down before you respond to it. You know, I think that's where your intuition wants you to go with this one, but you're like, no. Let's do the King of Swords. For the advice, the Six of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. You're very proud because you feel like you're making the right decision here. And beyond that, you're still showing me that sense of confusion. So you're like, yeah, I think I did good. I think I did good. And then, you know, a minute later, it's like, I'm still not convinced, you know? So what I would suggest about this and what the advice would be, because the advice is shown up properly, you're just taking it as something else. Gain a sense of clarity first before you respond to this. Okay, give that instinct a try. No, do your thing. But then let things settle down a bit before you can actually reach that sense of clarity. So first, gain clarity over the situation before giving your final response to it. You know what I mean? Because I do see a little bit of a flip there coming around for you ultimately. Because it's one thing to respond while the energies are at play and everything is madness in there, and it's another to wait for the dust to settle and take it from there. You know what I mean? So that's it. All right, let's get to November. Alright, where you're at energetically, the Three of Pentacles, you're in this partnership kind of an energy, so you're definitely part of something here. What you're dealing with, the Seven of Cups, maybe going through some options, going through some choices here, how you're dealing with them, the King of Pentacles. It's a very practical energy. It could be that this is tied up to work, this whole situation, and this could be a collaboration we're dealing with. And for the advice, the Five of Pentacles, that's kind of cutting off your losses here, kind of an energy. But let's see. Let's clarify. Let me clarify the Three of Pentacles. For the Three of Pentacles, you get the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, the King of Pentacles. You're kind of showing up as really hanging on to this part here, to this collaboration, partnership, whatever this is, when in all reality, you're showing up as being able to do this on your own, whatever it is. So it could be that the end of the road is here for this collaboration, and you're like, no, I know. Like, I know I can fly on my own here, but I don't want to do it. Blue, cut it out. Let's do the Seven of Cups. Oh my God. Hold on. slippers, which I forgot that dogs love to chew on. He's very unsettled because we need to go for his walk, and I keep on postponing it because I'm like, you know, go out there, take a breather, take a breath, run like crazy, and I'll take you in a minute. I just need to finish this reading. And yeah, but then he brought my slippers to me. Do you think that's a sign? Controlling much, boy? For the Seven of Cups, for what you're dealing with, you get the Six of Wands, the King of Swords, the Two of Cups. You're kind of trying to make choices here, to look at options, to go ahead with whatever plan you have in mind here for the situation. That includes this too. The energy that's at play comes through in telling you, hey, you've got this. You know, it's kind of like a student-teacher kind of an energy, and you're ready to go out there in the world by yourself. You don't need the teacher anymore. You're like, but I want to bring the teacher with, you know, kind of a thing. I don't know. But let's do the King of Pentacles. You get the Ace of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, giving almost a vibe of, if I'm not doing this with them, I'm not going to do it at all. You're quite upset here. You're like, well, then fuck this shit. Then it doesn't matter. I don't know what's going on here. Let's do the Five of Pentacles for the advice. The Seven of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, the Page of Cups. I feel like you're giving this another thought. I see things coming back around from the perspective of, okay, let me think about it thoroughly this time and realistically. And you might actually, yeah, this may be the time for a particular situation that you could have had help with it, but now it's the time where it's like, you got this. And you know you got this. But still, it's that sense of, yeah, man, you know. And then getting back on track here. So, okay. So just give it another thought, basically. But that's it. Let's go to December, the final month of the year. All right, the energy you're at, the Seven of Swords, kind of making your way out of a situation or trying to, what you're dealing with, the Sun, something happy is coming through here for you, how you're dealing with it, the Knight of Swords. I like how, I think, out of all the signs I did, which were, up until this point, probably 5, I think you're the only one that has consistency in how you're dealing with things. It's like head on, like, let's go, let's do this. You know, whatever it is, good, bad, doesn't matter. It's like, okay, bring it on. You know, you got that kind of an attitude. So, I don't know. For the advice, the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you're landing on the right path here with this Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of bringing me to that kind of an energy. So, all right, blue. 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 Why are you so fixated on that? Because you are, and I can't stop you, and you're gonna wreck my bag. Let's do the Seven of Swords. The Page of Cups, the Six of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. So this looks to be a soul connection that did work out for however long it worked out. I don't know if it's working out anymore because you have your back turned to it. You're like, okay, yeah, but, you know, we're done here. Okay. So you are at least getting ready to possibly put something behind you here. For the Sun, for the energy you're dealing with, the Seven of Swords, the Two of Swords, the Five of Pentacles. You're very scared, though, to do it. You're very scared to do it. The tendency is definitely to do it. When you're actually getting into these energies, you're like, but I don't know. you know? So it's very confusing, it's not, the way it showed up initially, it was like, okay, you're out of here. As I kind of go in a little deeper, I can see that it's not an easy process, you know what I mean? It's not going to be easy to kind of go with this one. For the Knight of Swords, you get the High Priestess, the Empress, the Three of Pentacles. I mean, you are... it's very meaningful to you, this partnership. Very close to your heart here. And you feel very inclined to stick with it to some extent. I'm not sure what this is about, your departure from it, because I don't think it's a complete departure, like, okay, goodbye, out of my life, bye. But I feel like it's a partly departure. And the more you step into these energies of walking away partly from this, or through whatever means, it just amplifies how meaningful it is to you. You know what I mean? So, oh man, that makes it very, very difficult. It's kind of like you have to go somewhere, let's say physically, away from this, and you're like, oh, but I'm gonna miss you so much, and you don't realize how much until you actually do it. That's kind of how it shows up. Let's do the Wheel of Fortune. The Five of Wands, the Ace of Wands, the Hierophant. You're doing it eventually. It's going to be very difficult, you know, to take you away from whatever this is. And again, I don't see it as I'm leaving you forever and ever kind of a thing. I see it as a distancing happening to some extent. Something happening here on your side where you're kind of pulling yourself away from this. And it's going to be a hassle. You know, the whole month is showing up as it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. But eventually feeling like this is the right thing and I got to do it, you know? So, okay. And that's it. All right, let's wrap this baby up with the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Let's see what you get for the year of 2024 from the Shamans. Yeah. The Gatherer. You get Thanksgiving, that's what you get. No, I don't know. Alright. The essence. Before we cultivated grains, we collected the wild bounty of nature. The gatherer finds abundant seeds, nuts, berries, and wild greens, where the ordinary person sees only barren soil. The gatherer is the provider, the forager, and the gardener who collects roots and vegetables for the long winter when game is scarce. She does not hoard, trusting the bounty around her. The invitation. Look at the resources you already have close at hand. This is a time of abundance. Everything around you is ripe and ready for harvest. Banish the notions of scarcity that have limited your choices and colored your destiny. Pack your food for the winter and start with a low-hanging fruit that is all around you. The medicine. Do not wander too far afield in search for what spirit has already provided. Practicing paying it forward, being thankful in advance of receiving. If you are in a scarcity mindset, open your heart to look beyond current conditions, and you will find a bounty being offered to you. Practice sharing, not hoarding. Don't be a hoarder this year. Anyways, that's it. That's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.